If you haven't read the books, some of these may come as a surprise. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 differences between the Outlander books and TV show. For this list, we'll be looking at the biggest changes that were made when the historical romance science fiction story was adapted for the screen. Number 10. Murtagh and Jocasta's romance. In Diana Gabaldon's book series, Jamie's godfather Murtagh Fraser has his story cut short when he's killed during the Battle of Culloden. But the producers of the show made a choice that resonated positively with fans when they extended his narrative and let his character continue on.
New world, new ending.
If you truly believe that, you're a bigger fool than I thought you were.
This means, though, that when he ended up sleeping with Jamie's Aunt Jocasta, none of that ever happened in the books.
Come back to bed.
Must you go?
In the 5th season of the show, their romance is developed even further. And even big fans of the novels don't know how this relationship will play out.
I love you, Jocasta Mackenzie. This world may change, but that will never change.
Number 9. Jamie and Geneva's lovemaking scene.
Then you'll know what to do. When you come to my bed.
In one very controversial moment from the books, Geneva Dunsany blackmails Jamie into taking her virginity because she's betrothed to an older man who she has no affection for. In the book, though, once they're actually in bed together, Geneva changes her mind and asks Jamie to stop, but he doesn't. It's not surprising that the creators of the show decided to change this detail for the screen, and they instead opted to have Jamie act tenderly throughout the ordeal, despite the fact that this was not a situation that he was consenting to be in.
We don't have to do this. Change your mind if you want.
No. I'm doing this for myself.
Number 8. The point of view. This is a change that colors the entire series. Outlander the novel is told from Claire's point of view, meaning that we see the world through her eyes and have an intimate view of her experiences.
And how at that moment, I wanted nothing so much in all the world as to have a vase of my very own.
But this also means that we don't get to see a lot of development in the characters that she interacts with less. In the show, however, the point of view is much more broad. And we even get Jamie's narration at some points.
She asked forgiveness and I gave it. But the truth is, I'd forgiven everything she'd done and everything she could do long before that day. For me, that was no choice. That was falling in love.
This is particularly important in the second half of the first season when Jamie's character is tortured, and we actually see the events from his perspective. This happens again in season 3 during the couple's reunion.
Where'd you go to get the ash? All the way to Glasgow.
It isn't Geordie.
Number 7. Claire's stolen ring. In both the book and the TV show, Stephen Bonnet steals an important ring that belongs to Claire, but which ring it is changes from one medium to another. In the books, he takes the gold ring from her first marriage to Frank Randall. On the show, however, Bonnet instead steals the ring that Jamie gives her when they're married.
Do you have a ring?
The show's producer Ronald D. Moore explained this by saying that the ring from Jamie was much more distinctive, which becomes important when Brianna notices it later in the 4th season.
Blow on it, will you, darling? Perhaps you'll change my luck.
Number 6. Jamie and Claire's initials. In the second book in the Outlander series, Dragonfly and Amber, Jamie and Claire make a bold gesture to show their commitment to one another before Claire goes back through the stones.
Lord, you gave me a rare woman. God, I loved her well.
They carve their initials into each other's hands to leave a physical mark of their relationship. This moment doesn't appear in the show. Well, officially. But many fans noticed that in some of the bonus deleted footage of the series, the initials were actually visible in certain scenes.
Used remarkably, actually.
The producers confirmed that they had considered adding this detail in, but changed their minds. Though, there is still potential for them to use the storyline later on.
Christ, you're burning up.
I know.
Number 5. Brianna gives birth.
Brianna, you've a fine, braw lad. I counted his fingers and toes myself.
While most changes made when adapting this story for the screen seem logical and were well received by even the most hardcore fans, there are some exceptions, such as how the way Brianna gave birth played out at the end of the 4th season. In the books, the delivery of her son is an important moment between her and her parents, as the family comes together in a way that they have been prevented from doing for many years. Brianna forgives Jamie, and Claire even acts as the person who delivers the baby herself. It seems unfortunate that this key family bonding moment was switched out for one with much less emotional resonance.
Jocasta, we are so grateful to you for taking care of our daughter.
Number 4. Jamie's knowledge of what Laoghaire did. In the 3rd season of the show, Claire finds out that Jamie has married Laoghaire in her absence.
Daddy. He didn't tell you. He's my husband now.
While this also occurs in the book series, the implications of Jamie's decision to enter into this union is much more understandable.
She tried to have me killed.
Well, you're the one that told me to be kind to the lass.
I told you to thank her, not marry her.
That's because in the books, Jamie doesn't know that Laoghaire made it so that Claire was accused of witchcraft because she was jealous of her.
She hexed Jamie and turned him away from me. She stole him.
This is nonsense. I didn't hex anybody.
Silence!
In the show, however, Jamie is aware of this, which makes his choice all the more shocking and upsetting.
So there she was, twice widowed and 2 bairns aching for a father. It was plain enough.
Needless to say, in both media, their marriage did not last. Number 3. Jamie's reaction to the photos of Brianna. Jamie and Claire are separated for many years, meaning that Jamie never gets the chance to know his own daughter.
What the devil?
The photographs, they're made with something called a camera.
When the couple's reunited, Claire brings photos from the 1960s to show Jamie a glimpse of their child and the young woman she's grown into.
Her name? What did you name her?
Brianna.
Brianna.
In the books, the description of his reaction is emotionally stirring. With Gabaldon writing, from Claire's perspective, quote, "He buried his face in my shoulder and went quietly and thoroughly to pieces." On the show, however, Jamie's reaction is much more understated, and he gets preoccupied with the fact that Brianna is wearing a bikini.
This is one from when we were at the coast during the summer with our friends.
Christ. Don't tell me she goes swimming in the rigging and we a lad.
Number 2. Frank's personality. Despite the fact that so much of the story told in Outlander is about Claire and Jamie's relationship, we can't forget about her first husband, Frank Randall. His personality differs greatly between the novels and the show, with his TV character being far more sympathetic.
Mom said, Daddy, give me a kiss. You're so clever. Yeah.
In the books, he's clearly written to be unlikable, and readers aren't supposed to spend a second questioning Claire's actions. In the series, however, everything gets much more ambiguous.
You're my family. That will never change. But your mother and I, this cannot be a complete surprise to you.
Because he's actually a very kind man who carries out a desperate search for Claire when she inexplicably disappears.
I'm back.
And I am so grateful.
Are you?
Of course.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Murtagh's death. One of the most surprising changes that the creators of the show made was making Murtagh a more important character than he was in the books. As previously mentioned, he dies in the Battle of Culloden in the novels, and his death isn't even a particularly significant one.
Very well done, Murtagh Fitzgibbons-Fraser.
I lost sight of him in the fight. I hope to God he's already dead.
But clearly his character resonated with audiences because the producers opted to keep him alive instead.
Get on with it before I die of old age.
Producer Meryl Davis said, quote, I think we always knew in the back of our minds that we would probably keep Murtagh alive. It just seemed like such a waste of the character to kill him off.
Murtagh. Thank the Lord.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.